AI is reshaping work, how we need to get ready as Black women. Some of us may have some distrust of AI, but guess what? AI is not going anywhere. And it's very important for us as Black women to get ready. If you are in the labor market, you need to be watching this conversation because we're going to be talking about AI and how we as Black women can get ready for AI. If you don't know me already, I'm Dr. Kamani. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, a toxic job survivor, but more importantly, I'm a toxic job liberator for Black women. I'm also the co-founder with Mercer Price of the Job Liberation Virtual Summit for Black women. So it starts tomorrow. The third annual Job Liberation Virtual Summit starts tomorrow. We have one of our speakers here with us today, Ngozi. So if you haven't already gotten your ticket, get your ticket. We kick off tomorrow in the evening with the three Black women researchers of Pets a Threat. We're going to have a fireside chat. And the summit focuses on Black women who are either in toxic jobs and trying to create an exit plan, or they've been pushed out of the labor market. The summit focuses on helping Black women on helping to replace income, whether that's in another job or starting your own business. Also looking at ways to really identify your options for replacing your benefits, health insurance and retirement, as well as creating multiple streams of income. As a privacy consideration, summit attendees will not be seen on camera and have the option of attending anonymously. Okay. So I want to kind of put that out there. Okay. So we have 28 phenomenal Black women speakers. Ngozi is one of those phenomenal Black women speakers. So Ngozi, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I forgot to mention I'm all the way from the UK. You're global out here. So thank you so much, Dr. Kamani, for having me. I am Ngozi Cadmus, and my background is I'm a psychotherapist, I'm a social worker. I've been in the mental health space for about 20 years now, and I am an AI entrepreneur, and I help Black women create AI-powered businesses and AI personal brands on LinkedIn specifically. I am all about the empowerment, the financial empowerment of Black women and how we can turn rest into revenue.
Ooh, turn rest into revenue. Okay. So it's fascinating because you're in the mental health field, I'm in the mental health field. And when I interviewed you previously, you mentioned that you didn't even have a tech background. So how was it that you ended up in the AI space? Can you kind of walk us through your story of how you ended up as an AI entrepreneur? How that even happen?
I know, right? What a story. Not technical at all. Do you know it's not a massive story? I think I would say, as therapists, we're curious, right? So I've been in the mental health space, practicing as a social worker. I set up a nationwide mental health service. So when I was looking at the landscape and I was looking at, okay, what's the next thing I can do? Tech seemed like the most obvious option in terms of how can I support more people as well as continue to create generational wealth for myself and for my family. So I entered into the world of tech, invested 6 figures into a business, and that's doing okay, but didn't bring back the money that I invested in. And a lot of that money was the capital needed to set up the app, right? So now 3 years on, if I was creating that same app, I wouldn't have invested 100K. I probably only invest maximum £500. So
What?
yes, AI is at a point right now that you can create your own mobile app, you can create your own web app within days, weeks, let's say even months, depending on the complexity. So the app that was created for me that took about 30, 40K of capital, that could be created for less than £500. I've done that already for another app that I created. So the amount of money I invested, the amount of time, because it took about 6 to 9 months, and what I paid for is not what I even got. That wouldn't happen again. So how I got into tech was because I saw the landscape and I made a decision that I wanted to get into the tech world and create an equitable mental health app. And how I got into the AI world is that I've been using it for a while. I've been using it behind the scenes, and I started to then showcase what I've been doing, and people asked me to teach them. So I doubled down in that, and I've been teaching Black women for the last year plus, using AI to make money, be it AI filmmaking, be it creating websites and web ads, whether it's creating AI employees, AI agents, and of course also building a personal brand, particularly focusing on LinkedIn. So there is nothing special in there's nothing unique in my process, meaning that anyone can get into AI. You don't have
Mhm.
to come from a technical background. You just have to be curious enough and be willing enough to learn. So I wanted to just say it in a way that's like it's just quite normal. I made the decision to get into it, and I just got into it. There is no there's no what do you call it? How do I call it? There's no boys club that you have to ask permission to get into AI. If you want to get into AI, you can get into AI.
Hmm. So how did you learn how to, because you said that you put 100,000 in, but you really could have started with 500.
Yeah, 3 years,
So,
3 years on. This time, this year, I could do that. 3 years ago, AI wasn't there, so AI
uh,
is moving so fast that now,
mm,
what would have costed me 100K 3 years ago will not cost me that now. I am not
um,
saying to the software developers that you will not need them, but the first MVP that was created, I would not have needed all of the software developers, the engineers that I had. I wouldn't have needed that. I may have needed them
mhm,
eventually, but it meant
mhm,
that the capital that I invested in, I would have gotten profit much quicker, right? So I got profit, I just didn't get the profit in within the time frame that I invested the money in.
mhm,
So that's how fast AI is moving. So in
mm,
terms of how I learned AI, right? We all start with ChatGPT, or we all start with a chatbot. We start with the
mhm,
interface chatbot, and then
mhm,
once you begin to realize that AI isn't AI is technical for people who are technical, and AI
mhm,
is simple for people who are simple. It's how you want to use AI. I couldn't tell you what's behind the LLM, the large language model. I can't tell you about the algorithmic framework. I can't tell you that. But what I can tell you is that when you understand how to use a particular AI tool, you can use that to save you time, to make you more productive, to
mhm,
create images that you would have needed to pay somebody an Upwork or Fiverr for, right? So the things that I would ordinarily paid for 2, 3 years ago, you haven't got to
mhm,
do now. So it means that Black women like you and I, solo entrepreneurs, can
mhm,
actually start a business with a couple of £100, whereas before you need still a couple of thousands really to start a business of a website,
mhm,
get your LSC, get your limited company, get your
mhm,
account, all of these things. You still need those things, but you can create
mhm,
a website for free. You can create a
mhm.
website for 30 quid. Like you can create a beautiful website landing page now with AI, whereas before you'd have to go to a web developer and pay
Mhm,
thousands of pounds for a website.
mhm, mhm. That's true. Yeah, that's true. So I'm wondering, Ngozi, before you really got into AI, when AI kind of became popular, did you have any distrust of AI? Because I did, initially, and I hear a lot of Black women. I think Black women that I know are becoming a little bit more trustful of it, but are still kind of leery of it. Did you have any distrust of AI initially?
Um, did I have any distrust of it? I potentially did, but I think it was not for very long though. I think when ChatGPT came, I was one of the first kind of users of ChatGPT. Um, I was hearing about it in the grapevine, but then somebody sat me down and saying you should just use ChatGPT, and I was like, okay. And I used it, and I was like, oh my god, it's so amazing. So I wasn't that hesitant about it, but there was
Mhm,
some like I'm not really sure what this is. But I
mm,
don't think I was anti AI. I didn't go from anti to pro AI. I was
mhm,
kind of just I'm not sure about. So I'm hearing about just ChatGPT in the grapevine. I'm not
mhm,
sure about it. And when I
mhm,
got told to use it, I was advised to use it. I have not well like I used it and then have done much more with AI since then. So I wasn't as skeptical of it, to be very honest with you. But I do understand why people would be skeptical of it. I do feel like they are valid. However, I think my biggest concern is that not AI is here to stay. So we have no choice but to relate with it. We have
mhm,
no choice but to, and we use it in subtle ways. If you are a doctoral student and you're using Grammarly, do you know what I mean? There's
mhm,
aspects of AI that you're using. So we
mhm,
use AI in subtle ways already.
Mhm.
So I think that it may not be AI, but robotics. I don't know how it's in America, but I think they have it like cashless counters, right, where you pay without a person doing it, right? We're
Mhm.
using all of these things already, so I
Mhm.
think that there's nothing wrong with being fearful. I guess my question would be is if you can perceive that in your industry AI is coming and AI is coming rapidly and your
Mhm.
fear is stopping you from giving you an advantage, is it really worth it? If you're in an
Mhm.
industry, AI is not going to come in 5, 10, 15 years, then fair enough. But for most
Mhm.
industries, AI is coming swiftly and fast.
Hmm. Okay. And because AI is rapidly changing, how can Black women? Well, no, no. Let's go back first. What have been some of the concerns that you have heard Black women say about AI and the distrust of AI? What have you encountered with Black women?
I think the biggest one is sometimes the bias that's inherent within some AI systems. How
Mm-hmm.
AI has been like a lot of black fishing. How people we probably don't know if they're black using AI to create caricatures of black women. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, the data centers, the effects that's having in actual communities, all of these, the pollution is impacting, and
Mm-hmm.
then the fact that some people are worried that it will take their thinking, like it will replace their thinking, and that some therapists or social workers might feel like it can't make clinical decisions, so we shouldn't rely on it because it can be wrong. Like if you ask it certain questions, it will just get it wrong. Like if you ask some mental health questions, it will get it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people are skeptical about its efficacy, its effectiveness,
Mm-hmm.
um, and the bias inherent in that. So those are some of the things that I hear, and the security, like data protection, like confidentiality, like what naturally, like I don't want AI following me around, or like if I put my stuff in Chat GPT, is it going to know all of
Mm-hmm.
my stuff? Obviously, most of these companies sell our information, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
there's also that kind of um, there's that kind of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, those are the common fears, which I think are valid. Because I tell people these fears are valid. I think anyone really using AI like myself, the fears don't go away. It's just that what do you replace the fear with? Well, let me be involved in the production of it. Let me be involved in making it. Let me be
Mm-hmm.
involved in shaping it for good. I cannot. All I can do is report these TikTok and Instagram pages that caricature black women, but it's going to continue. So then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to produce positive images
Mm-hmm.
of black women, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
we stay in the fear, what's going to happen is that the negative aspects of AI is going to be produced a lot more.
If we don't have anything to counter it, then it will just continue with
Exactly.
more of a negative, right?
Exactly. So the
Mhm.
way to counter the negative is by ourselves being in that and thinking, creating ethical AI and being inclusive AI. So I created True Tones, which is the first bias-free AI image video generating platform that
Mm.
focuses on black and brown skin. So the counter to the bias inherent in creating AI images. So when you say beautiful woman or white woman comes up, if you're in using an Asian platform, it'll be an Asian image that come up. The fact that a lot of the images are very slim with blonde hair, like there's a particular aesthetic that a lot of these AI image generation platforms did. So I created a counter to that. I created a
Mhm.
platform that focuses on rich melanin, brown skin and different sizes and different hair types and different textures.
Mhm. Mhm. So, what are your thoughts about when Black women say things like, I don't need AI. That's not going to really come into my profession. I'm just going to just stick with what I'm doing. I don't believe in that stuff. What is some of the risk involved with that line of thinking?
Well, it depends if it's true. If it's true, then fine. But if it's not true and you're digging your head in the sand, then you are going to likely be at risk of a job. Black women are at risk of a job with AI, without AI. That's the truth, right? That's why you're doing the summit. That we are in Canada, in America, anywhere in the West, when redundancies are happening, when let goes are happening, black women are usually definitely black people, but black women are usually one of the biggest recipients of leaving the job market, right? As we know,
Mhm. Mhm.
600,000 black women have left the job market, been pushed out
Mhm.
of the
Mhm.
market. So that happens regardless. So
Mhm.
if when AI comes, and remember, AI is taking a lot of people's job, black, white, or otherwise. So you got
Mhm.
white men scared. You got white
Mhm.
people are scared regardless. So if
Mhm.
white people are scared of their jobs being taken, we better not put our head in the sand because we usually get it first. They will follow too, but we will get it first. So I think
Right.
the truth of the matter is that if we need any advantage, yeah, if you're in a job that AI is coming and you're saying it's not coming, then you're being delulu. And
Mm.
we can't afford to be delulu. We can't afford to put our head in the sand. We have
Right.
to be proactive with our careers. We have to
Right.
protect ourselves. Learning AI is future proofing your career.
Okay. Okay. Now, what about, because you said that AI changes so rapidly. So, how can we ensure that we're keeping up with all the rapid changes with AI?
No one can. It's impossible. So you can't keep up with the rapid changes. So all you can do is understand the fundamentals of AI, like how to prompt AI, how to
Mm.
train any AI tool, like how to check for security. So one of the things that you should first do when you go to an AI platform is turn off the training. If you don't want what you put in to train the model, you turn it off. Most platforms provide the opportunity for you to do that, right? Most
Mm.
platforms allow you to add like a operating file. So every AI tool has its base, especially like a chat tool like ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, whatever you will have its base way of talking to you. You can kind
Mhm.
of change that. Like you can get
Mhm.
it you can train it to say, I want you to interact with me in this way. And I want you to consider these things before you ever respond to me. These are the basic things that you can begin to do. Every tool will always allow you to do so. So
Okay.
and also AI helping you teach AI, right? So I did something today where this is a very technical thing. So I'm only going to say it for those that hear it and go, oh, so I did a GitHub repo thing, right? Do I understand that? No, 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 no. What I got Claude to do was taking me through the terminal because we all got a terminal. Like basically, this is coding. It helped me do basic code to sort something out. So I just asked AI to do it. So whenever it was producing me something, I'll copy and paste it and say, "What does this mean?" I have no idea what it was being. All I know is that I wanted something to be pushed from Claude to something else. So that's what I did. Or you can just jump on a quick YouTube tutorial and hopefully someone else has asked that question. So that's what you do. You use AI to help you use AI. So if I'm creating a website, I will ask AI, I'll ask a chat, say, how
Mhm.
I want to create this website. Can you help me? I'm using this tool. Can you help me do this? These are the questions that I want need to be answered to help me create this thing. Once you learn that basic, and there's more, but I'm just giving very, very basic, then you can begin
Mhm.
to build. So there's probably there's about maybe 10, 20, maybe not 20, but 10 fundamental things you need to learn, depending on the tool that you're using. Once you learn some of those fundamentals, no matter what changes in the tool, you can use. So for me, I can't keep up with the changes, but when I'm introducing to a new tool, I know the basic things I got to do. I go check the security, I train the model, I upload RAG, they call it RAG system. Essentially, I upload things and documents about me so that it understands me already. I've already got my systems on my Notion or my Google Docs about me. So I just
Mhm.
upload it to the system, upload it to the platform. They call it MD files to say, this is what instructions to the system. When you know
Mhm.
those basic things, you can operate any AI tool that's accessible. There are some AI tools that are advanced that I won't touch that because that's
Mhm.
for the technical people that use AI. There are AI tools that are for people like you and I that are not technical.
Mhm. Well, you sound super technical, but I hear you. I hear you. But I think that comes over like, practice and right. But I hear the key part that you're saying is learning how to communicate with the AI, right?
Yeah,
Train it so you can interact with it.
exactly, exactly.
Okay. Okay. And then you don't have to be up to speed with all the iterations and changes because it's changing constantly. You don't
Yeah, I
need
think
to know all the backstory, the backdrop, and all that kind of
you're not
stuff.
trying to be an AI expert. You're just trying to use it for what you need it for. So if you need it
Right.
purely for else, you learn it for that. If you need it for other things like imagery, promoting your business, you don't need to you don't need to catch up or be up to date with everything. You just need to know how to use the best tool, the most efficient tool, effective tool for what you need it for.
Okay, okay. Now, your session in the summit is called Sovereignty Over Survival. So, can you talk? And we're not going to give all the goodies away because you need to come to the summit, everybody, okay, if you're a Black woman. So, what do you mean in terms of ways that sovereignty can help Black women with AI and digital businesses?
Okay, I'll give it a little sweet spot. So when I say sovereignty, because it's not just a nice word,
Mhm,
when we think about survival is staying in a job that's killing you because you need a paycheck.
mhm,
Sovereignty is building something that pays you on your terms. Survival is waiting for permission. Sovereignty is building without it. Yeah. So it's the idea of when I think of sovereign, we think of rulership, we think of kingship, we think of
mhm,
being um, in control of a
mhm,
domain, being
mhm,
the ultimate decision maker of a
mhm,
domain, being sovereign
mhm,
over a domain, right? So
mhm,
there's something about that level of agency that many of us black women don't always have or feel that we have in
mhm,
workplaces. And sometimes
mhm,
they're forced to have it. When we're pushed out of the workplace, you're forced to be sovereign because
mhm,
now you are your own person and you
mhm,
are forced now to not outsource your decision making to anybody else but yourself.
mhm,
Some people exit willingly, many don't. But when you
mhm,
are exited out of that, you can now only fall back on yourself, right? So that's what I
mhm.
mean by sovereignty. You have to have agency over you as a person and decisions that you make because we are all seeking what freedom, whether it's lifestyle freedom, financial freedom, we're all seeking some sort of freedom so we can live on our own terms.
Mhm.
We can be paid on our
Okay.
own terms. We can make impact on our own terms. So yeah, so I would say that when I think about sovereignty, that's what I think about.
Okay. To have your own wherewithal to make your own money and not be dependent on somebody else to necessarily give you money.
Indeed.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Now, if there's a Black woman watching and she's like, I have an idea, but I don't know if this idea can make me money, how would she be able to really figure that out if she wants to create a digital business?
Oh, that's a good point. The person has an idea but not sure if it's going to make her money. So testing,
Mhm.
AI allows you to test now. So as before, that would be hard. It takes so much investment to go out into the market and then see that it's not really taken to the market. But with AI, you can have an idea on a Monday and technically launch a business on a Friday. So the quicker you go out into the market and test it and iterate as you get feedback from the market, the better. Rather than sit on it, because what we tend to do as black women is we sit on the idea for a very long time,
It has to
and
be perfect. Kind of
it
right,
has to
have
be
the right color
perfect.
schemes. Right.
We think about the branding is important, but we focus on the matters that are not as important to making money.
Mhm.
We create a website. We do all of these different peripheral things that are necessary but not priority. And then when we go
Mhm.
to the market, we're upset when the market doesn't engage with our offer.
Mm,
So we
mhm.
should be going out there telling our stories. Actually, the best thing to do is, and I tell people all the time, is begin to tell your story of you starting the business. That is the best thing. I'm not saying you got to be a TikToker or a vlogger, but what I am saying, especially if you use LinkedIn, people love to support the underdog. They love to see people go from the beginning to the end, showing their journey. It's much better than saying, I've come here and I've just made six figures. Say, girl, I made my first. You don't have to negate, you don't have to always reveal in real time. You could be making 10K a month, but talking about when you only made 2K a few months ago. So you can still keep a bit of distance so that, sometimes it is, especially on LinkedIn and certain platforms, and I always tell people, you got to be careful. You got to determine what is personal in your personal brand, right? However, tell your story, share your story. People connect with stories because people see themselves in stories. People are getting triggered every single day on social media. They're either getting angry or they're getting upset, right? So
Right.
people
Doing
are
reaction videos and everything.
exactly. People are connecting with stories. That's why when you watch American Idol, X Factor, you don't just hear them sing. They got to tell you their backstory. You end up falling in love with the person who says, I was an orphan and I made it out of the gutter and my voice is the only thing that I had and it reminded me of my grandmother. Oh my God, we're falling for that story. Or a cute dog, right? So storytelling is powerful. Share your story. What people do is that they focus so much on the offer, they focus on the website, they get everything, the branding perfect, all of this type of stuff, and then they launch to crickets because
Mm,
nobody's there waiting for you, so you
mm,
have to bring them on a journey.
mhm, mhm,
So
mhm,
the question to answer the question again is start now and see. And
mhm,
don't take it too personally, meaning that don't take it to heart if people don't like the idea. Find another
mhm.
one. There are so many ideas that are living in people's heads rent free. The best way to start having an idea is actually find a problem to solve. Find a a gaping wound that you're passionate about to solve. So it doesn't shouldn't even start with just an idea. Start with a pain and a problem. If you've got it and other people have got it, then maybe that's an idea to start.
Okay. So I want to just highlight some big takeaways you said there, right? First, you said that when you have an idea, make sure that it's a problem that people want solved, that it's like a gaping wound, right? And that it's
Mhm,
important to start telling your story in relation to launching this offer. Take fast action with putting it out there to see if there's even an interest in this because you don't want to waste a whole bunch of time creating something and then you launch it and nobody is interested in it.
mhm.
Right? Okay, okay. So, how do you feel that your background in social work and as a therapist, how did that help you in terms of creating your AI business and help you walk away from corporate?
So, one thing I would say, I think one of the strengths that I believe I truly have, um, that I realize many don't have, is that I understand people. And because I can come from a very therapeutic lens, I am able to deal with difficult feelings,
Mhm,
emotions,
mhm,
situations.
mhm.
um, One of the biggest things missing in the world is self-awareness, and
Yes, you
I
could say
have
that.
I'm in therapy for over 10 plus years. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm the most emotionally intelligent, self-aware person, but what it does mean is that I know myself a lot because I've had therapy, so much different types of coaching. So I'm always having the mirror up to myself. So what does that mean? It means that, you know, I think I'm really good at. So what was the question? My mind just went. I just probably realized I'm answering your question. What was the question?
Well, I was asking because of your background, in social work and as a
Oh, that's
therapist, how did
yeah, yeah.
that uniquely, yeah.
Yeah, so I think the superpower that I have, that probably you also have, and many other people have, is that I have EQ, emotional intelligence,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
I think that lands really well in creating a a business. Before I go to the client, just my team have been with me for so long. They don't want to leave. I have a solid team that's loyal, you know. And then that's what I get in people. I have loyal clients. I have clients who want to stay with me. I have a loyal community on LinkedIn. You come at me, my community is going to come for you. You know, we've been able to build a relationship, come on yourself, and I've come back again. So that is why I'm not saying that others that ain't therapists ain't doing it, but that's a strength of mine that I'm
mhm,
good with people. I'm good with empathy. When I was one of the things that I really prided myself in is that when I used to take applications from people who are applying to work in my company, right?
mhm.
Now, you can tell somebody like, "Don't worry about it," right? But I genuinely believe that I created a very safe space for an interview because I didn't see myself better than you. I said, I understand it. This is just part of the process you've got to go through. It may not come out in the end that you what you want. It may not take you, but that's not a knock on you. It's just So I think I was able to allow people to see that there's no hierarchy here. Like
Mhm.
I hate interviews when you go into it's like everyone's looking at you. Got this. They got a screw face. It's like, look, I'm here for a job. You're not God's gift. All this is just a job. This is a job, right?
Mhm,
So I
mhm,
feel like and also I'm a good judge of character. I can tell from an email you're going to be trouble. Yeah, I can just tell from the email the way you write in an email. I can see these things very quickly because as a therapist, you clock that. You know how it is when you get an
mhm,
email. If it's Kamani, Why not Dr. Kamani? Or it goes from hi Dr. Kamani to Kamani or hey. It's like what? So these little things are very tell. Or you get 3 emails from one person in one day. They're very anxious. Some of these
Mm,
people go, I know that person's very anxious because anxious people will do that, you know. So
yeah.
these are the things that it gives me. It enables me to read people quite quickly to discern things in business. So I think that it allows me in an AI world, like I said, not to get quite distressed, not to understand, um, and also not to really empathize with Black women who are fearful and hesitant, who are missing out on opportunities. So when I speak to them, I don't talk to them like they're stupid. Like, how can you not use AI? How can no. I understand, but we need to use AI for our own protection and our own advantage.
Hmm. Hmm. And I just want to read some stats that I actually saw in preparation for this conversation because I'm not as proficient in AI. But the research noted that 56% that workers with advanced AI skills earn 56% more than peers without those skills, right? So even if you feel like, oh, I don't really need it, now your peers are making more money than you, right? And then it said that AI fluency requirements and job posting has grown sevenfold in 2 years. So when Black women, or if Black women kind of give you pushback, do you share with them this kind of data about what's out there in relation to AI? If they're like, I don't really want to, I don't think AI is important for me. Do you share the data with them or?
To be fair, most of the people that come to me won't, because I talk about AI and that's what I do. They wouldn't really come to me
Yeah, that's
with
true.
that feeling. So I don't
That's true.
have to really push back, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I get this question when I have interviews, and I do like I think people need to know what's the truth out there, right? So I think in inappropriate times, I do tell people um, the reality. And once they see the reality of the situation, I had a conversation with another a social worker in the UK, and just talking about the reality of AI. And when
Mm-hmm.
you talk about the reality of AI and you realize it, it makes you open your eyes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also it depends on the company. Like there's people right now that are being told they have to learn this system. So if
Mm-hmm.
your company is telling you you have to learn it, or you're seeing lots of layoffs, and you can see that your role is one of those roles that will be getting laid off.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some people. I guess it just depends, and that's what I said. Like if you're digging your head in the sand, it isn't an AI issue. It's a you issue because
Mm-hmm.
why would you dig your head in the sand for a reality?
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
people that are really concerned about AI, that have legitimate concerns, are the ones doing something about it. They're the can't remember the names right now. Next time I'll give names. They're the women who are going to events talking about how AI can be more ethical, how we have more governance over AI, how we can be more inclusive with AI. I'm very much not a person that complains about something and does nothing about it. So if you're going to complain about it, then just ignore it and keep your life moving. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
going to complain about something, then be counter it. What can you do?
Mm-hmm.
So although I acknowledge their fear and I empathize with their fear, I also have to say to Black women, we have to do something, right? If
Mhm,
you're not
mhm,
looking for a job right now, as you're applying for jobs, start teaching yourself AI. Go on YouTube, begin to learn. So when you come into the job and you got 20 other applicants, why should they pick you over and above? You've all got similar experiences. You're in a similar place. What's going to make you different? One of my clients did something really interesting for a job. She
mhm.
actually created an animation. I taught her how to create animation. She created animation in her interview.
Mm.
You ever heard
In her
that?
interview?
Yeah. She created animation, not for the interview, but she created animation and she showed them these animations because they were related to her job. So it wasn't for the interview, but it was for what she does. She's a therapist as well. So and they were really impressed by that. I don't know if she got that particular job, I can't remember. But the point is that she had something different to do. She said,
Yeah,
look, as
she
I'm
stood
looking at
out.
she stood out. She said, I'm an AI animator. And I actually think that if I don't want to put words in my mouth, so I can't say, but so I can't say she got a contract from that in another way. But the point is, she stood out. They were really impressed with that.
Okay, okay. So for Black women who are thinking, I don't even know where to start. Like, what would be some AI tools that you think might be a good start for Black women who are not really familiar with AI?
That's good. I could do a little plug of my course. I've got an AI storytelling course. That's really really helpful to learn AI. I also got a masterclass actually. It'd be really really good. That really helps you understand the landscape of AI. And once you understand the landscape of AI, it gives you the language, and you now know what to look for in AI. So I would start there, but outside of my own stuff, I would, I would do this. There's three areas that you have to focus in AI, I think, right? Generally speaking, it's AI content that includes marketing, websites. No, sorry, that includes marketing, filmmaking, anything that is content related, AI content, UGC, just all AI stuff. Then there's AI web apps and software. So AI software, right? And then there's AI agents. These are the three big areas in AI you're going to hear people talk about that really affects the common people. Unless you're really into AI doing masters, that's then you'll go into robotics, right? For most of us, we're not going to go into that. So these are the three areas that anyone can get into. So the best way to start is go into YouTube right now and write AI content, AI films, AI images, AI marketing. Then you're going to begin to see. And if you're interested in anything creative, that's a really good way to start. If you're interested in software and you're like, oh, I would love to create a website, I would love to do that stuff, write vibe coding. So you just vibe and then coding. If you write that in YouTube, you're going to have a bunch of videos that you can begin. Of course, when you start something, it's very overwhelming. But as you watch 2 or 3 videos, you begin to understand and get it. Then if you want to go, oh, I want to clone myself. How can I have an AI employee? How can I have an AI email assistant, an AI personal assistant? Then write AI agents, AI automations. So if you do those three different things that I've mentioned, you'll see these videos and you'll begin to go down a rabbit hole because it can go down a rabbit hole. But you begin to focus on these key segments to see what you're interested in because they're very vast and there's many ways of making money in these areas. I believe you should master all three, but at least in the beginning, choose one that you're interested in, go down that rabbit hole, and then begin to see what you can then do. Because I have people who are not technical creating apps, systems, and selling it. Like you don't have to be technical. If you've got a problem right now that you are dealing with, like maybe you work in, I don't know, hairdressing, for example, and there's this particular thing that always happens that you do, that you create a simple system with it and sell it to a hairdresser for maybe 2K, 3K. And they go, oh, if you wanted it, then more hairdressers will want this too. That's how it starts.
Hmm. Hmm. So, can you walk us through, let's say that a Black woman's been pushed out of a job, right? How could she use AI to help her, like, simply create income generating ideas, right? Not, we don't want to like overwhelm her with like all the different options because you talked about like the agents and all that kind of stuff, right? But like, what are the simple things she can do to start generating income generating ideas
Okay,
if she's
she
been
can
pushed
create
out?
create a book. Create a book of the story that you've been pushed out if you haven't signed the NDA, or create a fictional story. With AI, you can create a book in what, a few minutes, in a few hours. Create a book, sell it online.
Mm.
Start a faceless YouTube channel. Start a faceless Instagram channel. Create animations. You know, um, create. I've got a client who creates AI podcast, AI music. Sorry, you can create AI music and sell it. There's an AI artist called Janae Monáe. He was on the Billboard charts, created by a 28-year-old black woman. That 28-year-old black woman is a millionaire. She signed a $3 million contract for an AI artist. She's a poet. She can't sing, so she just created music, put it on Instagram, and it went on the Billboard R&B Billboard charts.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use your voice right now. You can create an ebook of anything that you feel that you're skilled in. But you could do that before AI, but it still took a bit of time. You can literally do that now with AI, probably 10 minutes. Obviously, you want it to be quality. So I'm not saying rush the job, but what I'm saying is that what would have taken a lot of manpower, a lot of someone to design it for you, you don't need to do that. You
Mm-hmm.
can create something. Let's say if you want to spend a week on it, put it out on Amazon, put it out on Gumroad, on Stan. Start making money. Start talking about it. Now, the truth is, you don't start making money like that. Like there's strategy you got to use to go to the market, but
Mm-hmm.
to get to the market, used to take long. It doesn't take that long. The road to the resistance to start something is less now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you can begin to utilize your voice, your trauma, your pain, and begin to turn it into a profit very easily. You can start YouTube right now for free and start creating content using AI. You don't want to show
So
your
those
face.
ideas that you just mentioned, like how would she generate those ideas? Or did she just put in I was just laid off. Can you just generate 100 ideas of ways to generate income or like what?
You could do if you want to do it like that, then yeah, there are tools. I think I created a tool. I've actually created a tool, but I don't have the link. But I actually created a tool for that, that's to help people generate ideas actually for Black women. It's somewhere I
Oh.
have some in my archive. I might have deleted actually, but I created it so quickly. I created it in a demo at an event. So but yeah, you can write in GPT. What I would do is talk to your chatbot of your choice. Just you can literally do the microphone and give it your life story. It might obviously go off and you might do it again for a bit. So maybe copy and paste it, put it in the word, do it. Just spend time for 5 minutes blurbing about your life and say, help me from what you hear about me, what I'm good at, what I'm not, what all of that, what I like. I want to do this in 3 months' time, whatever. Give me 10 monetizable ideas that has a demand right now that won't take me long to do, and I can use AI to do it to make money. Because the
Wow.
more specific you are, if you just say, give me 100 ideas, no. You want it to know who you are, understand your reason for this, what you're
Mhm.
good at, your expertise, your knowledge, all of that, the time frame you
Mhm.
want to do this in, that is monetizable. There's many ideas, not all ideas are monetizable. There's a
Mhm.
demand for it right now. I can do it quickly. I can use AI to do it. Because if it says, yeah, you can do it, but you got to now, pay for all of these different things. No. I can do it. I've only got 100 quid. You give it the more specific you are, then
Mhm.
it's going to produce a more effective, robust output for you that will actually
Mhm.
be useful and beneficial.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. And can you break down those courses that you have in GoZ? Because you said that you talked about
Oh,
different courses that you offer to help Black women. Can you break down those courses again?
yes, I have an AI filmmaking course. It's a self-paced online AI filmmaking course, so you can create animations and realistic films of human beings. It just
Mhm.
allows you to learn how to create AI film, how to edit your own film as well. So how to go from script, turn the script into images, turn the images into video, either have a voiceover or a lip sync, and then edit that video, right? And then I have a masterclass that just helps people understand the the urgency of AI and how to also understand the landscape of AI, and how it benefits them directly. So those three areas, though might seem a lot, actually is actually very simple. What I mean by that is that AI, there's so much in AI. So once you realize that AI is broken up into these three areas, and all you got to do is master these three areas,
Mhm.
you just master one to make money. But if you master all three, then you have a very good position on AI. But you don't have to do that. Those that want to really build businesses do that. But for most people, you can just do AI content. I know people who don't know they can't vibe code, they don't have any AI agent, but they can create amazing content and they're making good money.
Okay. So, out of all the courses that you mentioned that you offer, which do you think would be best for a Black woman who's just starting out?
I would say the AI storytelling is fun. You can, it's addictive. All my clients that get into it, you get addicted because you're creating stories. You can tell stories that have never been told. I think you've seen the video that I did of Nanny the Maroons,
Yeah, that
right?
was beautiful.
Yeah. So that's a story that you've never seen. You've never seen somebody do a story on Nanny the Maroons. People, even Jamaicans, are like, my God, I didn't even know about this. So I've been able to take stories. I've done videos. I don't know if you saw that video I did about just a 27-second video of a Black woman who is in hospital asking for help and she faints. And every
Mm.
Black woman felt that in their chest because we've all been there. So
Mm,
you can tell powerful stories of our
mhm,
own culture, our own heritage, of heroes that need to be told about, let alone using that, for example, to promote your business, right? Now
mhm,
we're using AI to promote whatever business you're doing. Whereas before you got to pay 2, 5, 10K to create a video like that.
mm. Ooh, well, one video.
For one
Yeah.
video, yes, yes. There's a lady right now. She has created a book about how we love our hair, like how we love our hair, or something like that. And
Mhm,
she wants to create a movie, but she's not yet got there. So she started to create animations because she's trying to
mhm,
show people about her hair stuff, and she's trying
mhm,
to get the attention of the big, studios. So
mhm,
but in doing that, she's also still promoting her business. So she's creating an amazing short series on Black women's relationship with their hair, and Black women are resonating with that. And then her
mm,
books are selling, right? So she's not an animator. She's using AI animations to promote her book, and also to get to the point where it gets the attention of the people she's really trying to go for.
mm. Okay, okay. So, Ngozi, we talked a little bit. Again, we gave little. You said, I think you said sweet spot of what you're going to be talking about at the summit. So, if there's a Black woman watching right now, she's like, you know what? I think I should not put my head in the sand. I get it that AI is here to stay, and maybe it's important for me to figure out AI, or maybe I can think about AI for my own business. But I don't know. I don't know if I should come to the summit. I'm kind of on the fence. What would you say to her?
I'll say this, right? And just as what I know of you, you are not new to this. You are true to this, yeah. And I think that it's important to say you've gone through your own painful experience, and you are here helping Black women, liberating them. So this is an event like no other. There are many events that are, yes, therefore helping Black women make money, right? I've gone to them myself, you've gone to them. But people are coming from all different types of background. This is a place where everybody has something in common. They've gone through some sort of workplace trauma. The psychological, physical, emotional impact that it does, it breaks people's confidence.
Mhm,
It erodes their self-esteem. So there's
mhm.
something that people have in common. But what they're getting is not just woe is me, we're in this. It's, you know what, girls, woe is me, but you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna flip the script. We're gonna turn the story. The best revenge is our success.
That's right. That's
So
right.
it's, and also it could be more expensive. It's such an affordable thing. It's like, all we're saying is invest a very small thing in yourself to be inspired, to be empowered, to not only be inspired but to be empowered, but to be held up to a mirror and say, look, this time next year you're not going to be in the same place because you made a decision to say, you know what, job, corporate plantation, you ain't seen the last of me. You will not break me down. My ancestors didn't bring me this far to leave me here. God ain't got me through this for no reason. My test is going to be a testimony, right? So
Ooh.
that's why I think people need to be here. There's not many, let's be real, in the Black community, both in America and the UK, we are exploited even by our own people. They're trying to get so much money, and we fall for it because we're going to have this person at this place. No, no, it's not about the me or whoever is there. It's about the women coming here saying that they have not given up. I think every single woman coming is not giving up. They ain't got a job in 6 months. They've been applying. They've been knocking on doors. They've got the open to work thing on their LinkedIn. But this summit is about women who are not giving up on themselves and who will have a testimony. So yeah, I think that people need to attend for their future.
I agree. I agree. So leaving with a plan, right? You might come in like feeling defeated, right? Because we're coming in because we've all gone through something, but leaving with a plan, either exit plan or a pivot plan. So everyone, I want to show you the summit trailer, and then we're going to start winding down. And again, the summit starts tomorrow. Okay. So I'm going to show you the trailer right quick, and then we're going to wind down, everybody. Okay. So just had it up here. And Gosi, have you seen the trailer?
Have I seen it? I don't think I've seen it yet.
You don't know if you've seen it? Okay. I'm going to show it to you right now. And I saw some comments in the chat. I saw you, Dr. O. Good to see you. And I think Dr. O has already been on AI for a while. I think she says she uses it in higher education. I think I've been a little late to the party, but I'm coming along now with AI. It just takes me a little longer to get there, but I'm coming along. Okay.
Are playing in our faces, aren't they? And now with this new administration,
toxic jobs don't just ignore your brilliance, they make you question whether it was ever really real.
How does stress show up for you physically? Brain fog, headache, feeling on edge.
Thinking about who you were before the workplace, maybe you were bold, soft, curious, creative.
Leaving a toxic job is not just about emotion. You need to be strategic about it.
You get to tell your own story. You get to start all over if you want to. Toddlers don't know limitations. Allow your inner child to play and create the world that this world told you was unimportant.
to shift the way in which you think about how money is earned and moving from scarcity to abundance mindset.
I make money easily and effortlessly.
So again, we're open and signs are revealed to us. We need to pay attention to that and be courageous enough to follow up with that.
Make sure you read your company policy.
Where can we get $1,500 a month? If it's bringing in over $1,500 a month, then we are financially free.
My freedom is in the desire, and my freedom is in the action. If you are waiting for someone to give you something that they benefit from keeping from you, is not going to happen.
Can you view yourself as accomplished without a job that says you're accomplished?
But if you are talking about liberating yourself, you're going to have to be number one. You're going to have to be not selfish, but self-full. You're going to have to get familiar with the idea that you will no longer tolerate toxicity in any shape or any form in your life.
It looks like this summit is about jobs and work and money, but this summit is about your dreams. This summit is about your life, a life beyond your wildest dreams.
The 2026 third annual Job Liberation Virtual Summit for Black Women happening online May 1st through the 3rd. Registration is open.
As Black women, we do not panic, we pivot.
Oh, I love being a Black woman. If I got to come through this experience again, please, Lord above, make me a Black woman. I don't want to be anything but.
Okay, everybody. So you will see me at the summit tomorrow. I won't see you because you don't be on camera, but I want you to be in the audience again. So we kick off tomorrow evening with the 3 Black women researchers of Pet to Threat. And then we end off with the sound bowl healing. Okay. So it's all day Saturday, all day Sunday. Now remember, it's recorded also. So if you can't do the whole time, it is recorded. Based upon the tiers, it talks about how long you have access to the recordings, okay? So get your ticket, make sure you tell your friends, your family, and come to the summit, okay? So make sure also that you give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video with at least 2 other Black women. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to Ngosi's YouTube channel. Ngozi, tell more about your company. Tell more about what services you offer, how people can contact you, the whole thing.
Yes. So follow me on English Academy. So right now I'm helping Black women build their personal brands on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is a gold mine for us as Black women to get paid. And if you are not building a personal brand on LinkedIn, you are missing out. And if you are wanting to build or have been trying to build and you're realizing that the Brad and the Chad and the Karen's advice and strategy is just not aligning with yourself, then I am there is no other personal branding program specifically designed and created for and by Black women, right? And I use AI all up in the gaff to enable us to accelerate the process. So if you want to know about that, just follow about that, learn about AI and the importance of it, then follow me, English Academist, DM me personal brand, and let's begin to have a conversation. I can support you turn your LinkedIn to gain authority, influence, and income.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so follow Ngozi, check her out, and check her out at the summit. Okay, everybody. So I'll see you. Well, you'll see me tomorrow at the summit. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.